Hello everybody and welcome back to this beginner playthrough as Muscovy. I'm KRX, and we have done a very successful war against Novgorod, a less successful war against Kazan, Uzbek, and a bunch of other people. We also beat up on the Great Horde. That was a relatively successful war, although we only took one province because it was for a mission so that we could get a bunch of claims on Kazan. We fought Kazan. We only got one province because they have a huge alliance network. Luckily, we've beat that up and they're getting ravaged by rebels. So this is really, really good. Kazan is in a bad situation. When it's time to attack Kazan again, which looks like it'll be in 1466, so it's only 4 years away and we can attack Kazan. That's kind of crazy. Now we are building up manpower, so that feels really good. It is accumulating right now, and hopefully the war against Novgorod won't be too bloody. We do need to check and see what Novgorod's situation is, militarily speaking. We're ready to attack them. We're also thinking about using one of our diplomats to integrate another subject. We are slowly integrating these subjects. So let's get one diplomat working over there. We've just integrated these guys here. There was a nation here. We've integrated them. This diplomat is going to be used to declare the war against Novgorod. We've got an alliance with these guys just because, trying to sort of protect them a little bit, keep them for ourselves, I guess, in a way, right? And the other thing is we're trying to get the Renaissance to spawn in Moscow. So, and here it looks like we have the points to finish this. So if we go to this little institution tab here, we're so close. We're so close. In fact, it's saying it'll actually get there on its own because it's building up 0.39. It'll get there on its own, but if I click one of these, we'll get there right now. I think we do that. I think we just get there. We are behind on military technology because there are people around us that have gotten up to 5. If we look at, yeah, in fact, Novgorod is at Miltech 5. That's not good, but I think we're just going to overwhelm them. I don't think they have much of a military. So I think we'll be able to just kind of overwhelm Novgorod. But man, that's actually not great. We're going to have to figure that out and position ourselves accordingly. We also have a number of rebellions on the rise. The Great Horde separatists are likely to spawn down here, and so are the Kazani separatists over here. And we'll have to deal with those guys as those guys sort of pop up. So now that we've actually got Moscow has the Renaissance, right? Booyah. So if we go to our technology screen, we can still, wait a second, there's still an institution penalty. That's because we still have to embrace it as a country. That doesn't mean every province has to have it, but that means that we need to essentially accumulate the 600 gold. This 600 gold is how much it's going to cost to basically spread this everywhere else in the country now. You have to naturally spread it 10% of your development, and Moscow counts as more than 10% of our development now that we've developed it, right? So it kind of works that way. So now that 13% of our country has already naturally embraced it, we can pay 600 ducats to embrace the rest of it. Now we can see that it probably will be spreading on its own here. Half per month, half per month. It's not great. I mean, it's still saying it's going to take years and years and years and years. It's going to take 15 years to spread. Yeah. So we're just going to, instead, we're going to have to accumulate the money, right? We're going to have to accumulate the money. That is going to happen. Hopefully we can also steal a lot of money from Novgorod. That could be really cool if that's something that we do in the wars, take a bunch of their money. Let's go to military, let's go to armies, and let's go to rivals, because I think Novgorod's still a valid rival. Are they not? No, they're not. We've eclipsed Novgorod, so let's search for Novgorod in here. Novgorod has 7,000 troops. They are at a higher military technology than us, but 7,000 is nothing to be scared of. And looking around, I don't see any troops here, right? Their capital is over here, so their troops are probably in their capital. Let's actually move these guys around. And we'll actually have these dudes do a little bit of a carpet sieging down here. These 14,000, I think what they're going to try to do is they're going to actually race for this area up here and try to get an initial engagement. Unfortunately, again, we are a military technology behind. You never want to be a military technology behind. But luckily, this war that we're actually going to be fighting against Novgorod is going to be pretty one-sided. I would like it if these rebellions could just happen. Unfortunately, a lot of our troops are down here tied up trying to deal with rebellion. That's kind of the situation here. 4 years away from attacking Kazan again. We can look at Sweden and see how are they doing. Sweden likes us. Their liberty desire is 37.7. They're getting close to wanting to kind of rebel. But right now it looks like they are at least fighting a war. Whoa, wait a second. What's going on? Oh, they just ended. Did the war just end? No. I thought we just clicked on it and said they were war. I don't know what I was looking at. I'm not sure who I was clicking on right there. National tax monitor plus 50% I think is going to be better than just getting 26 ducats. We're getting, yeah, we're getting 50% boost. Holy cow, that's insane. We're going to be making 5 more ducats a month almost. No, that's insane. That's insane. We're behind on military technology, so I don't really want to be rolling generals, but we do desperately need a general. We lost Dmitri. Dmitri has died. So we do need to roll another general. Okay, we need shock. We need shock value. The maneuver, this looks good, but unfortunately this doesn't do anything for us, really. Oh, man. Oh, man. Okay, I think what we're going to do is we're going to assign this guy to deal with the rebels down here. And we're going to assign our leader to deal with the Novgorodians. Time to attack. It's go time. What I'm going to actually do preemptively is I'm going to split these stacks. Get everybody nice and sort of broken down into stacks of 1,000. Because all these guys, we're just going to have them carpet sieging this as quickly as possible. This is going to be the quickest war in the world. Don't blink, guys. Don't blink. But here we go. We've prepared, right? We have these guys ready to spread out and siege all this down. These guys are going to go for the capital. We know Novgorod has 7,000 troops. We can't see this land up here, so presumably their 7,000 troops are up here somewhere, right? So we're probably going to go here to here and try to cut them off and try to pinch them out of here. These guys are going to go to all these provinces here and siege all these down. Okay, here we go. Let's declare the war. And it doesn't really matter what the war goal is for. Let's just say the war goal is for this province down here. They have 7,000 troops total. Let's grab these guys, send them to there, hit V to detach one, send them here, hit V. You could do this a different way, but I'm just kind of, this is the way I like to do it, but there's so many different ways that you can click the buttons here. Not a big deal at all. We're going to move these guys up here to try to, like, again, sort of cut these guys off a bit. Oh, they're actually, yep, see, they're going that way. We don't really want them to go that way. Oof. It is twice, we have twice as many troops and we have a better leader than them. But they do have a better military technology, and that is not something to take lightly. Okay, let's pursue. Let's pursue. We are losing dudes with this, unfortunately. But the war is over. We can engage them here with low morale. The war is over. There we go. The war is won. I'm just spilling off a group, leaving some dudes to siege the fort with the leader. I'm going to send these guys over here. Are they actually sending those guys to the transports? What are those guys on the transport going to do? They were actually trying to, kind of tried to shuffle them over around like that. Interesting. The war is won. The war is won. Much cleaner than the first time, right? Well, they don't have any castles to defend their land. We've also cut them down. We sort of strangled them a little bit, so we were able to militarily sort of like plan out the war. We actually had like a battle plan, and that makes a big difference. In fact, this uprising down here hasn't even happened yet, which is kind of funny. Let's get everybody home. Let's get everybody home. We don't want to be taking attrition unnecessarily. Stay south for the winter, guys. Stay south for the winter. We're still going to keep our leader up here because there's a good chance that he could die while sieging. That would be a good thing. That would be a good thing for us. We want our heir to take over. Our heir is much more skilled in the ways of diplomacy and military. That's one of the reasons why we're struggling with military points, is just because our leader only has a military skill of 2, whereas this guy has a military skill of 3. That's or 5, which is 3 more, right? That would make this number 10 right now if he was in charge. That'd be huge. Be huge. So we are sieging down these guys, but they have no troops. They do have a navy. They've actually invested in a navy. I don't know if we're going to be able to take their entire country. We could start to plan out our peace deal here. We are going to have to wait till the capital fall to take this. It will not let us take everything. It will not let us take everything. This does cause a lot of aggressive expansion, but luckily nobody's actually going to be bothered by that. except for these dudes down here in Novgorod themselves. We did say we wanted to take money, right? We did say we wanted to take money. The thing that I'm thinking is we kind of want to be able to spot their armies. So I think we want to have like that kind of we want to be able to sort of surround them and figure out where their troops are and ambush them and make the next war even easier, right? We want to just keep making the wars easier and easier. And I think money is going to be critically important here, especially if they're willing to pay us a lot. So, you know, I'm going to just deselect everything here. 22. So if we do that... We could do something like this. It's a little bit hokey, but we could do something like that. 310 admin to coral this. We have 440 admin, right? So we could do this. That gives us 175 ducats. We do need those ducats in order to embrace the institution. So I think we want that money. We can't full annex their entire country anyway, so we're just going to do this and then let them... And then basically, you know, fight these guys in a final decisive war. I believe our claims on these guys never run out. They are permanent claims. Permanent claims. So we'll always have the justification to go to war with Novgorod. And the fact is, this is going to keep their navy around. And the significance of that, actually, the significance of that is that they'll have to pay for this navy with this weakened country. It's actually going to put them more and more into debt. So they're going to have a real struggle here. The war is won. The war is won. I don't think there's any reason to wait on this. I think we get out of the war and we start going back to recovering our manpower and some other good things. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch out our general here to make it our leader, because again, we're still hoping that leader dies. This unrest is at 90%. We also have this at 90% over here in Kazan. Now that's a fort, so we can let them kind of rest there a little bit and hang out. We do need to be coring all this, right? We just took a bunch of land, so let's core it all. There's a button down here, core all. That's 44 overextension. That's going to hurt our economy a little bit while that dies down. There we go. We are getting the engagement here. We already had troops in line to deal with that. We're going to send these guys over with the leader to prepare for the fight against Kazan. The rebels that are going to be popping up here. 8,000 of them, it says. We're only about 100 ducats away from the 600 that we need to embrace the Renaissance. Ooh. Scratch that. We can actually pay to get a lot of development in these provinces. Get extra base tax all through our entire country. That seems really good. Or we take a bunch of negative stuff. Yeah, I think we're actually going to pay for that. A little bit of a detour there economically. We could buy some yearly prestige. I don't think we're going to do that just because, again, money. It wasn't that expensive. We could have done it, but it also would have cost administrative power. Very precious to us right now. In fact, if we look at our technologies in general, we're not doing great. We're clearly one or two technologies behind some of our more Western nations, like Poland is at a 544. We're at 444, so that's not bad. If we look at Austria, okay, yeah, actually, you know what? These guys aren't really that far along. France is at a 545, and we don't really care about France that much. England's having a hard time because their leaders is 000. That's not good at all. There we go. Ivan is taken over. Ivan III is taken over, much better. There we go. We're getting much more military points. We're getting more diplo points. We're just getting more points. This is all kind of good stuff. All good stuff. I do not want to lose stability under any... We just lost stability because our leader died. So we have to pay more money. So we're losing money. We're losing money over here, which is not great. Let's get somebody in charge of the armies over here for when the rebellion happens, because that will happen soon. Let's get these guys back. And I think once these rebellions are over, we can start paying for our troops, right? Right now, we're paying for our troops. We're building up manpower. That feels good. We're only a few years away from actually doing another war against Kazan, and they're only allied to Crimea because we had them break their alliances with their other nations. Losing prestige there. A lot of negative events happening right now. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing we can do about that. Nothing we can really do about that. We can disable our forts, though, in areas that are not sort of under threat. We can be spending a diplomat to build... yeah, let's build a claim down here. No, we're going to get 3 free claims on them. I don't think we have to worry about that one province quite yet. We can make Perm happy. We can make Perm happy. Alternatively, we could build claims on the Great Horde. That might actually be the way to look at this, because the Great Horde's getting munched up by Crimea right now, and Crimea is allied to Kazan. We don't want Crimea to get any stronger, so we could make them less strong by beating up the Great Horde. And the Great Horde presumably will ally different nations, and we'll be able to sort of piece apart different diplomatic networks and stuff in this area by having a reason to attack. Having a reason to attack the Great Horde. Okay, come on. Come on, 90%. Let's go. Let's go. 10% every month for this to rise up. We need this to rise up, because as soon as this rises up, we can stop paying for our army. As soon as we stop paying for our army, we'll be able to start making a lot more money. Okay, well, we don't have overextension anymore. That means we're not having to root out corruption. That's really good. I don't think we want the royal marriage with this guy, because eventually we're going to need to attack him. So I don't think we actually are interested in the royal marriage there. And Crimea actually just took a big chunk of land. But they also lost a chunk of land from... actually, I don't know if they lost this land or if they actually just start with cores to take that back from Lithuania. Yeah, no, I don't think they lost it from Lithuania. They just didn't take it back. They just didn't take it in the first place. Help me out here. Help me out here on the 90%. We got a 10% chance to get these guys to just rise up on us. It warns us over here too. So we're just kind of waiting for that to happen. Wonder if Crimea would actually join the war if we even attack these guys. Okay, we have 20. 20 is the magic number on the spy network. Let's get the fabricated claim. I'm just clicking on a province that belongs to the Great Horde. And I'm going to that sort of this button right here to get the claim. I know we have a truce with Kazan, but I'm going to go in here and declare war screen and try to get a sense of what Crimea is feeling. Crimea has some war exhaustion. They have some manpower issues. They have some debt issues. But for the most part, they're going to join. They're going to be totally fine to join. It looks like, actually, wait a second. Are we allied to Nogai? I forgot we got the alliance with Nogai. I completely forgot about that. Maybe we should actually be buttering up Nogai since they don't really like us that much. But we could actually call in Nogai to help us. So Nogai is going to contribute about 8,000 men. You know, it's something. 20,000 manpower they have. So they have a good amount of manpower. Yeah, we'll call in Nogai and they'll help sort of beat up Crimea. It's interesting that Crimea actually took this land over here. Super goofy. Because that's disconnected from their country. I don't even know if they can core that. We'll have to see. I don't know how that works really. Truce ends in December, at the very end of this year. We are still trying to... There we go, finally. But here's the funny thing. Now we're thinking about potentially going to war. Ay, ay, ay. But we still need to build up our economy in order to get this. It's actually, the price is going up. Because we gobbled up a bunch of land from Novgorod. Now the price is going up. So it's going to be 700 ducats. Now, we could try to actually get some of that from going to war. We could try to take some of that by going to war. And it is going up on its own slowly but surely, but man. What happens if we attack Kazan? Well, let's wait till December. Let's wait till December. Everything's basically just kind of chilling. If we didn't want to attack Kazan, I'd say that we could just drop our military maintenance, right? And presumably... if we did this, right, we'd be making just like almost, an extra 5 ducats a month. It'd be pretty big. Be pretty big. Okay, let's go to the province it's talking about here. This province here, there's potentially going to be 13 noble regiment. Wow. Wow. I think we actually just increased the autonomy of this area. I don't think we want to fight 13,000 men. and we don't want to lose the stability. So I think we're to do that. We're gonna give them the powerful noble buff on that province, and just sort of just, I don't know, just go that direction with it. These guys wanted us to actually increase the development of this by 2, so we'll do that to make them happy. There we go. There's some extra ducats. I forgot about that. In fact, actually, can we get anything here? Okay, we could take out a bunch of loans. We do 5 1% interest loans. I forgot about that, guys. We could actually just take a loan and get the institution with a loan. I think we do this and we try to get military tech 5 if Kazan already has it. Kazan's at 4, Crimea's at 5. Because I don't know how much this is going to cost us. Yeah, I think, well, we still have a few months until December. I think that's what we do. It's a 10% discount once we get rid of this 15% modifier. Yeah, we take out a loan. And the cool thing about this is these are cheap. These are 1% interest loans. Really, really low interest loans. You do lose the trade efficiency while that's active, though, which is kind of a bummer. That's kind of a bummer. Okay, they're pretty... Everybody's happy over here. I think we actually seize land. And we keep building back up our crown land there. We could summon another diet and get another quest, but I don't know if... we could do that, and there's almost no reason not to, but I don't think we also need to. I'm not going to worry about that. The estates, to be honest, a lot of the times the estates aren't that important. We're kind of just letting them do their thing. I am going to take a loan. We're going to take a loan, and that's going to allow us to embrace the... It says you can now embrace the institution. We're going to pay 700 ducats to embrace. Then we can come over here, and we can get this military technology. Because the institution tech penalty has left us. It is no longer here. There we go. We have teched up on a military. We are now on par with the world, essentially. Actually, we're a little behind still. But we're ahead. We're at least even or ahead with our neighbors. So we're going to switch out. We got a new kind of infantry unit. You click on the banner. I went a little fast there. It takes you to the military tab. You click here, and then you just grab one of these units. It doesn't really matter. Just any of the ones that are shown are fine. These are the future ones we're working up to. But we could, it says military tech 9. We'll get this guy, the pike infantry. But for now, we'll just grab the only one that we can choose. That's totally fine. We do have a loan, and we are taking a little bit of interest because of that loan. But we'll be able to just pay that off. I think it's a couple of years, and then it'll ask us to pay that off. If we have to retake out the loan again, that's fine too. We really do not have to worry about it. There's Archangel. There's a new Archangel state that we could do. Where is that? Oh, it's this one over here. Yeah, let's state this up. Might as well. It's going to cost us a little bit of admin to get those fully cored. Let's get some Diplo points for inflation. That's fine. That's okay. A little bit of inflation. We're working that down, right? Because we had an inflation guy. So building up a little inflation is fine. That gives him a job to do. It's January. We can't attack. Our morale is still recovering. When you switch out unit types, it resets your morale of those units down to 0. So we're still building up morale. These guys look to be full strength now. It is... We could attack. We can attack. Nogai said they would join us. Let's see if that's still true. Nogai would still join us. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now we actually have an ally fighting with us. They have 24,000 total troops. Most of those are Crimean infantry, actually. Kazan only has 8,000 troops. That's not much, and they have no forts to defend themselves. Crimea has a fort down here. Do they have any other forts? No, they do not. Yes, they do. This is a fort that Crimea controls down here, actually. It's kind of just in a really weird, goofy, hard-to-get-to place. It's not being garrisoned. However, if we were to declare war on them, they would garrison it before we could sneak down there and, steal it from them. So they will turn that on as soon as the war starts. Let's get into a war here, guys. Let's start the war with Nogai as our ally and joining us in this effort. Okay, confirm. Looks like we just have overwhelming numbers here. Looks like we're also about to integrate these guys into our country in about a month. Since most of the troops are down here, I think we need to actually send a lot of our troops down here, but these guys, I think, can just... Let's let people attach to the mercenaries like they were beforehand. Let's let these 9,000 sit there, and then we'll just sort of carpet siege this area around here and sort of work towards their capital and start working on their capital immediately. Of course, the capital is no longer a castle, right? We've taken their only castle. So it's not going to be as defensible as it was. Integration is a slow process. We lose some diplomatic reputation when you integrate your subjects, but these guys are integrated. These guys are now integrated. Good, good, good. These 3,000 troops are ours. So their troops just become ours. So we'll have to get them into the army. Now, I do want to make sure we don't have too many troops. No, we're still below our force limit, so that's fine. You want to make sure you're not overpaying for your guys. If you go over the force limit, it's totally fine. They don't explode or anything. It just costs a lot more money. And unfortunately, Nogai's didn't quite get there in time. So Nogai's going to get bopped down here. It looks like Kazan's strategy right now is focus on Nogai. That's their entire strategy, it seems. But I think otherwise what we're going to do is just basically siege stuff down as quickly as possible. We could get a weak claim to the throne at 242 and lose prestige. No, I don't want a weak claim to the throne. That affects our legitimacy. I also don't want a 242. So we're going to grab somebody else. We do need an heir, though. That is something that we do need to sort of move towards. Let's make sure we have royal marriages with our subjects still. Nope, we needed one with these guys. Okay, got it. Need one with Perm. Okay, got it. Also, we should probably just be buttering up Perm. It'll take another month before we can send our diplomat back there, though. Oh, Theodoro is actually fighting alongside. They must be a subject. They're a subject of Crimea. Okay. That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, we got... Oh, yep. No, we're gonna win that battle pretty decisively. Kazan has 9,000 troops here just sort of slithering around. Looks like Crimea's army's down here, sort of in the Nogai area. Ideally, if we could just get Crimea out of the war, that would probably be the best case scenario. So let's do that thing that we did to him last time and see if this works or not. I'm not 100% sure it will. Beating up the Theodoro's troops, but we're not really beating up Crimea's troops. Looks like we do have rebellion on the rise in our own country. We just got the banner that went red. So the Novgorodians are actually looking to rise up here. Saying it's going to take less than a year for them to pop up on us. That's not great. That's not encouraging. We could try to send these guys back to deal with that. How many troops is it going to be? It's going to be 11,000 Novgorodians popping up. Ooh, we have a big stack here. Big stack here. We could just throw them into here. The other thing I might do is I might just sort of like not have our allies attached because they're kind of being goofy. Okay, this is good. This is good though. Can we get Crimea just to leave? Yes, we can get them to leave. That black flag, these troops, so these troops are not in danger of being attacked. Beautiful. Let's get them home. Let's get them home. That means we're at 75. This is a very different war. Very different war. Yeah, let's send these guys up to actually go deal with, send these guys up to go deal with the rebels. We'll use our subjects' troops to help with the rebels. Otherwise, the war is won. The war is won. We just need to siege down the fort. That's all we have to do here. Kazan's not going to be able to do anything with their 7,000 troops. There we go, guys. Another quick, easy war. Whoa, 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 whoa. They're sneaking into here. Okay, okay. We have a guy that has Nikes. This guy has Nikes. Let's get him in there quickly, quickly, quickly. We're winning the war anyways because we're just kind of like just better. We're just fiercer fighters. Where's he retreating to? He's trying to get over to here, I bet. So let's chase. Let's chase this guy. Nah, we don't have to. We don't have to. He's already beaten. We do need that to fall, right? He's not going to accept. Okay, that's the rebellion. We're going to be able to fight it with our mercenaries and our subjects' troops. That feels really good. We snuck in there just before they sieged it. If the rebels siege a province, they boost the separatism. They increase the separatism. Okay, the war is won once we get this done. Do we have a siege general? No, we still do not have a siege general. We can't get a new technology, though. We can get an admin technology. And this gives us... actually, you know what? That is such a big button that we're about to press there. We're about to end this war, and we're about to press and get our first idea group, which is huge. Which is absolutely huge. We don't want national unrest +2. We're just going to take a little bit of a prestige loss. So there we go. The war is won against Kazan. They're basically 100%, or at 99%. Muscovy is doing really, really well here, guys. We're solidifying the Russian area. We're beating up Novgorod. We're integrating our subjects. We're cleaning things up. This is looking clean. We're making some good money. We have a strong military. We've embraced the Renaissance, so we're able to sort of like maintain technological advantages, or at least parity with the other countries around us. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I will see you guys in the next episode. Of course, we read all the comments, and I respond to basically all of them. So if you guys have any questions or comments or feedback or anything, I'd love to hear it down in the comments, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you guys in the next one.